Welcome to my channel. I am Kim the Mystic, where things are mystical, magical, and beyond intellect. Today we're diving into episode 4 of the Shadow Work for Beginners series. Today we're going to talk about your shadow in relationships and why you keep attracting the same people over and over and over again. But before we go deep, if you have not seen episode 3 yet of Who Hurt You, go check that out, because that one is going to open up the door for this one. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever left someone toxic just to end up with their spiritual twin 6 months later? Different face, same wound, same confusion, same emotional exhaustion. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not a coincidence. That's your shadow creating what's familiar. It's recreating what's familiar. See, your shadow doesn't care about potential. It doesn't care about aesthetics. It doesn't care about charm. What your shadow cares about is comfort. And I understand for many of us, comfort feels a little weird. Chaos is comfortable though. Peace is unfamiliar. Everything is just backwards, it's almost like what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong. Journal prompt 1. What patterns do you keep repeating in relationships, even when you've sworn to do better? Think about it. Maybe you've always been the fixer, the therapist, the emotional sponge. Or maybe you chase emotionally unavailable people because you want to prove to them that you're worthy of love. That's not your taste. That's trauma.
Bruh.
We don't attract what we want usually. We usually attract what we accept, what we normalize, what we believe we deserve. Could be all wrong. Which brings us to journal prompt 2. What did love feel like growing up for you? Was it unpredictable? Was it conditional? Was it loud, cold, silent, or inconsistent? Because whatever love felt like as a child, your shadow sees that as home. I'm going to tell you something personal about me. So I was raised by a single parent, and my step-parent used verbal abuse like it was a weapon. And it was supposed to make me strong, but instead it tore me down. I know. All it really did was teach me how to fight with words and how to build walls that nobody could climb. I'm talking about like walls of steel. Nobody wasn't getting in. But I made a vow to myself that, first of all, I would never speak to a child that way, the way I was spoken to. And I have kept that vow because I let that cycle end with me. We was not going to repeat. This was not going to become a generational curse. Which brings us to journal prompt 3. What role did you play in your family, and how do you still play it in relationships? Were you the peacemaker? Were you the caretaker? Were you the one that kept the secrets? Or were you the one that took the blame? Because you may not realize it, but your shadow still thinks it's a job. It does. It still thinks it's a job. Remember, you're not cursed, you're conditioned. But awareness is the key. And breaking patterns starts with that one decision, in addition to self-awareness. And that is going to be, I no longer accept what hurts me, even if it's familiar. Let's say it again. I will no longer accept what hurts me, even if it feels familiar. If this resonated with you, drop a comment. Let me know your patterns and what you've already to release, or if you have already released. Watch episode 3 if you haven't, because resentment is often the root of repetition. And please don't forget to subscribe if you're healing out loud. Check the description for more tools, journal prompts, and affirmations, and upcoming meditations. Remember, you do not attract what you want. You attract what your shadow believes is safe. Let's change that. I will see you in episode 5. Until then, stay mystical, magical, and woke.